Once you settle down from the shock and you break it down, you realize it is indeed a very clever decision. The gentleman will tell you why.
Well, it was his call first.
Yeah, yesterday we talked about this, and the reason it's a good decision is because Sunrisers Hyderabad have not had to chase a big score. They're chasing 130, they're chasing 140, they're chasing 150. Put them under pressure. If the Kings 11 can bat well and bat with freedom, and that's what Ravi Ashwin wants them to do, post 180, 190, good luck. Then we'll see how good you are. Whether you deserve to be top of the table or not, now we will find out.
Ooh.
If they bowl very well, though, however, they might still chase a small one.
I thought the bigger news, even more than batting first, was no Billy Stanley. We've all been talking about how he's going to bounce him. Chris Jordan can slip the odd one in at that pace, but he's more about taking the pace off, isn't he, Chris Jordan? And
I mean, Stanley's got a foot on him anyway, right? I mean, he's a good foot taller than Jordan.
Jordan adds to the power at the back end of the innings, so maybe allowing the freedom of the batting unit to be a little more free if they want to. He does add to a bit of power at the back end of the innings, so maybe that's part of the...
Is that a tactical decision, you think, or there's an injury somewhere?
It must be an injury. I mean, we'll have to find out. We'll have to monitor the situation, because I think he should have played.
He was man of the match in their previous game.
Yeah.
So that means that it's probably a niggle, otherwise there's no reason why
be a little bit of something.
they wouldn't play.
You've got Bhuvi who moves the ball around. You've got Sran who's a left-hander. You've got an off-spinner come leg spinner. You've got a proper leg spinner. This guy suddenly got that pace.
Yeah.
So it was rounding off the attack perfectly. Jordan can go for runs in the end, you know.
He could. Well, anyway, right now let's look at the Kings 11 Punjab lineup. Do we have that up? First, there's no changes to Kings 11 Punjab, and why would they? They're coming off a big win against the Chennai Super Kings the other day. Not a big win, a big score, and then a really close win against them. And they're going to hope that Chris Gayle and Mayank Agarwal and Lokesh Rahul can do the same bit of damage that they've done.
And just keep going. And that's exactly how they played the other day. Just keep going, keep going. Even Ravichandran Ashwin, I think, is in the process of reinventing himself as a power hitter almost. He's in far better hitting positions, but they've got to hit in the top 7. Because I don't think there's a lot of batting after that. They've got to hit in the top 7.
That's a good top 7, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It's a solid top 7.
Oh,
especially with people like Karun and Mayank Agarwal being in form. You'd like to see... We didn't get too many runs in the last game, but the few that he hit were... They were pretty...
I'd like to see Aaron Finch further up the order. But of course, they're stuck with Aaron Finch too after coming off a couple of globes. He's got his glasses on at the moment.
Andas, like we called them yesterday, eggs,
exactly,
right?
eggs.
He's collecting the eggs.
So, they've stuck with him. They've showed the faith. They could have brought Miller back in, but they're saying, no, come on, we bought you for a reason. Tonight's your night. You've got to do something.
And obviously, you've got to believe in a player a lot if he can bench David Miller, essentially. He's playing in place of David Miller. With the Sunrisers Hyderabad, 3 out of 3 is what they stand at. They've got 3 wins now. Let's look at their 11. They've just had the one change that we were talking about right now, which is that there's no Billy Stanley and there's Chris Jordan who's come in his place. But they've got that good bowling attack that we've been talking about, which is going to be what we see up first with Sid Kaul, Rashid Khan, Bhuvi and Shakib.
They're a very cerebral side, Sunrisers. So they've obviously thought through this really well. But it might have been worth it to try Sandeep Sharma down there instead of Chris Jordan. And actually play Nabi for Pathan. I know Pathan finished a game for them the other day, but Nabi would have given them a proper bowling option. He's an international player. He's in touch with the international game. Finishes really well. So I don't know if they considered that as an option.
That's it's a complicated option, and you imagine that teams that have won 3 out of 3 won't go for complicated options.
But he's also got Chris Gayle out 4 times. I mean, he talked about it yesterday, so I went looking it up.
He
had him 4 times. 4 times.
He had him when RCB was playing Kings 11 in the previous seasons. He had Gale's number. Gayle just couldn't figure out the swing and the innocuous pace, as I like to call it. It's not really the innocuous pace was there. But you bring up a great point, and you brought it up yesterday as well. But we'll be going gaga about Sunrisers Hyderabad and saying they're fantastic. They've got 3 out of 3. Their batting has not been challenged, and that's very important because a lot of the other batting units have got off to good starts and have really showed their pedigree. I think pretty much every team has showed the pedigree. Even Delhi Daredevils, who were languishing at the bottom, showed it against the Mumbai Indians, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I just had a quick look. I'm trying to recall the numbers now, but at 127 they had to chase, 139 and 143 or 150, something close to it, but nothing above 155. And that's been the key. And the reason for that is because they bowled beautifully, but they've also played on a slowish wicket in Hyderabad, so therefore That aids their bowlers, it aids Rashid Khan. On a flat one tonight in Mohali, where there was a lot of runs scored the other night, could be a slightly different story. So
the bowler's coming on beautifully.
Yeah, and I like what Ashwin's done. I think it's to be applauded. You know, he's a newish captain. He's saying, no, I want to give my players freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom!
Is that what happens with working with him for so long?
Easy, Braveheart. Easy now.
What was that movie? Mel Gibson.
Braveheart.
William Wallace.
There you go.
Oh, come.
But I haven't seen you like this before.
Please, come.
You haven't seen Braveheart before?
No, I've not seen him like that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you hadn't seen Braveheart before.
Okay.
I was going to shut the show down. I was like, one second, we've got other business to
We
attend.
play an hour and a half of Braveheart so that
I haven't seen Braveheart.
Oh, no.
I've seen.
That's it. Cut it, guys. Cut it. We've got a movie to watch now. You can tell them that they can take our land, but they will never take our freedom. That's what Chris Gale has been saying to Ashwin, right? And Ashwin says if Gale says something, you got to listen to him, right?
And that's the kind of track Gale will like batting on.
Yeah.
Because Daljit Singh makes these kind of tracks with good bounce, good carry.
Yeah.
I met him the other day. He said, this ground keeps me alive. He said, I'm just, working on this ground. And he's produced another of his specials. The ball comes on. And Gale was enjoying batting. He was just hitting on the rise because Gale doesn't like running around. He walked a single.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if he can get...
Which I don't think that's in his contract, though.
Well,
I don't think singles are in his contract. I think it's only fours and sixes.
They've got the proper stroke makers, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
And that's what I keep going about RCB. Play on a good pitch that's got grass on it. You've got the best players in the world. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's what Mohali do. Time and time again, it's just a great wicket. Yeah. And Gale likes to hit through the line. Aaron Finch will enjoy it once he gets going. I'm sure KL Rahul has been outstanding. So just play on good pitches when you've got a good batting lineup. And 9 times out of 10, you will probably succeed because you've got a better batting lineup than the other side.
I'd like to see, though, if they lose a couple of wickets up front, do the Kings 11. And then they've got Finch and Yuvraj, both of whom are struggling to get on and produce that big score. A little insecure, maybe. Then I'd be interested in seeing how they mount that total.
Yeah. Then the big total. I mean, they're obviously relying a lot on KL Rahul, and rightfully so, because he's put up some really good good performances. On the other side, you have Manish Pandey. We have to talk about him because Manish Pandey, again, somebody who Sunrisers Hyderabad really went after in the auction, much like how Rahul Kings 11 went after Rahul. But we don't have those performances yet from Manish Pandey.
And Manish Pandey has got something he's craved for and never got with the Indian side, which is a solid top order batting position. He's got number 4. That's his number. It's going to be his number throughout. For 14 games, it's his number. So he actually did very well for KKR. So I think Sunrisers want from him what he did for KKR. But he's when he gets going, he'll just play these weird shots and he'll get you 60, 70. But he needs to fire for them because it's too dependent on Shikhar Dhawan at the moment.
Yeah, and we obviously don't want to talk about the money aspect because listen, there's a lot of focus on, hey, this player has paid so much money, whether it's Unadkat or Rahul or Manish Pandey. But the thing is, they never ask for the money. A, free market economy. B, right? It's not fair for the media and the fans to put the pressure of the price tag on them and say, hey, just because we paid you 100 rupees, you got to give us a century, but if you paid you 50 rupees, we're happy with a half century. No,
they will feel it anyway. I mean, the players will feel it. They know how much they've been paid. They know how much is going into their bank account every month. They know what's going on. So he will feel the pressure. But I thought the other night he was brilliant in the field. And maybe that will transpire to the batting things tonight.
Those 2 catches.
2 great catches. That one in the gully, diving to his right. But the best one was the running over his head and taking that second catch. It was outstanding. So hopefully that confidence grows through to his batting tonight because he's been disappointing with the bat. Needs to fire.
Hope that makes him more Chulbul Pandey, right?
That I have seen.
That you've seen?
That I have seen. I don't know why. And I frequently ask myself why I was seeing it.
It's a great film.
But I did.
You didn't like The Bung? It's a great movie. It's a great character. There's a line from it, Dooley, that I want you to use in the mid-show in case Manish Pandey does really well in the field again, which is Kamal karte ho Pandey ji.
Kamal karte ho Pandey ji.
That's right.
Okay, I'll try.
Just wink at it. I say Kamal.
Big like Salman. Dooley, Kamal karte ho Pandey ji. So I know that I was listening to, I was reading your tweets today, and there was a defense that you launched for Jaydev Unadkat, which I thought was really
he's
fair.
Struggling as it is. If you keep telling him that you earned so much money, he didn't earn it. I mean, when people offer you a salary, do you say, actually, I don't deserve it, please give me 1/3? It's not his fault.
No, fair enough.
But it's a study worth doing. Are large paychecks in the IPL stifling players, and are they making them nervous? And are they almost thinking, I need to deliver for my paycheck?
Well, then there's KL Rahul, who got that big paycheck, and from the first game on, it seemed like he was just coming out to play in a gully tournament, right?
It's good. There's 3 big paychecks playing here. There's Rahul, there's Unadkat, and there's Manish Pandey.
Yeah. So
and everybody handles it differently, and that's the key. Everybody's going to handle it, and KL Rahul, I think, is one of those players. He will handle this slightly differently. 135 runs for him. Obviously, doesn't bowl. Wicket keeps if he wants to. 26%, so a quarter of the runs for
that's
the KX1P.
High percentage.
It is.
Well, look at Sanju Samson there, one of the more expensive players for Rajasthan Royals. He's got 1/3 of the runs for his team.
And you would say that Sanju Samson is less experienced than Jaydev Unadkat as far as international cricket is concerned, and yet it's Unadkat that probably is struggling just a little bit more.
I think where it comes into play, probably in their mind as well, is that when you know the team has gone after you in the auction and they paid so much money for you, you know that somewhere the team is backing you to be an important cog. Also, they're building the team around you. You feel that you're letting them down in that aspect.
Some people like that feeling. Yes. Some people like the feeling that I am the important guy in the team, and they get buoyed up by it, and they say, right, I'm that kind of. Virat Kohli likes being that kind of player. Some people get just burdened by it.
Some people are just natural second leads. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Exactly. I'm the supporting actor. Can I say it? I'm the Shashi Kapoor for the Amitabh Bachchan film.
No, fair enough. I mean, they were great together.
So I'm the second lead. Suddenly you tell me, listen, your umbrella's gone. You have to carry this movie on your own. You've got to carry this team on your own. And they say, oops, me. And some people can handle it very well, and some people can't.
Krunal Pandya is standing up. He is standing up for the Mumbai Indians. He's doing more than Hardik is at the moment for Mumbai Indians, and he was another one on that list that was a good price. A good buy for Mumbai. They were desperate to keep him and to get him back in the auction, and they did, and he's doing the job, especially with the ball, bowling beautifully.
They obviously wanted both their KPs back, right? Pollard and Pandya.
They ran a poll the other day, who's the most popular KP, and Kevin Peterson was in the commentary box, and he was sort of getting ready, and he finished second. Yes,
he finished second. It's okay. I think KP's used to finishing second. That one's for you, brother. That one's for you, in case you're watching. Well, let's talk about the two captains as well. We had a little word about R. Ashwin, of course, and both Harsha and Simon are impressed with his captaincy and the way he's handling it. On the other side, we have Kane Williamson. And Dooley, I'm very interested in getting your sort of point of view on that, because he's somebody I'm very fond of. I know Harsha is very fond of him as well. He's been sort of thrust upon, this role's been thrust upon him with 10 days to go because of the circumstances. I think he's taken it well. Underrated T20 player, again, you feel?
Yeah, I think domestically, I've always thought that Kane Williamson's best position in T20 cricket is opening the batting. I think that's where he needs to play, because he works the ball beautifully, he finds the gaps, and he's good enough to find those boundaries early on. As a person, as a captain, I think, Harsha, we've watched a lot of it over the last few years. On the sidelines, David Warner spent a lot of time at long on and long off, and he talked to Kane Williamson a lot. He would have Kane Williamson standing. I mean, I think they showed a game tonight that was from last year, and Warner's on the long on boundary and Kane Williamson is standing there, just picking his brains. They played darts together a lot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about bowling.
No, like we're talking about proper darts. Proper darts this time. So they were very close. And one of the interesting things I saw too, when Australia came to New Zealand for the recent T20 series, the Tri-Series, it was a bizarre press conference prior to that New Zealand-Australia game where both captains were just saying lovely things about the other bloke.
No,
it was because David Warner. No, because David Warner was captain of Australia for that T20 Tri-Series, and Kane Williamson was captain of New Zealand. And it was just like, I've got so much respect for David, and Kane's a brilliant guy, and I've got so much respect for him. It was just like, what am I watching here?
What's going on?
This is not Australia, New Zealand. I want to see some punches and some busting of heads. And then he went to South Africa and look what happened. But that's the respect, I think, that Kane Williamson has from his peers. He's not a overly buoyant or he doesn't go out there exuberant character. He's a very good captain. Growing into a very good test match captain, but he's a level-headed character, and he's an absolute student of the game.
I'll tell you what I like about him. New Zealand always, over the years, we've said, and Dooley can look away if you want, they always punch above their weight. You look at New Zealand and they say, will they make the semis? Do you have the team to make the final? Maybe not, and they get there. So Kane Williamson's very good at leading a team with sort of certain amount of resources and making them do well. SRH is that kind of team. Also remember, SRH are now stuck. Suddenly there's no Warner. They've tried Dhawan before and it's not worked. Do you go with Bhuvneshwar as captain? Untested, don't know. When in strife, you go to a good man. It doesn't matter whether he's the best batsman in the world or no. Do I have a good man as captain? Yes, Kane Williamson. And I think in times of strife, they said, okay, let me go to a good man and a good leader as captain. Whether they can make the side or no, that's all right. But I'll go to a good captain. And I think they've chosen really well with Kane Williamson.
Yeah, and when you tell the players in that group, Kane Williamson's captain, they all go, whew, that's good. We respect Kane. He's been around the group for a while. No, he hasn't played a lot in the last couple of years, but he's been around the group. We know him. We respect his cricket knowledge. He'll have the backing of Tom Moody. He'll have the backing of Lakshman, the backing of Muralidharan. They'll all be there saying, this guy can lead this team.
Yeah. And you could have thought, what if? You could have thought, what if he doesn't score runs? Or you can say, what if he does well as captain?
Yeah.
And they've gone that. They've gone.
Let's show his numbers, in fact, how Kane Williamson has done in the 3 games so far this season. There you go. You got a 36. Didn't get anything against him. I got a half century against KKR. So, well, not too bad then.
His job, I think,
held the innings together.
We talk about the 3 wickets in the first 6 overs. I think his job is to ensure that they don't do that. Pretty much like what Rahul Dravid was doing for Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah.
But the big thing for Sunrisers now will be, and it's happened so far, is that Shikhar Dhawan has to play the David Warner kind of role.
Yeah.
And it helps that he's in such good form that if Shikhar can now play the dominant role, it's not Williamson who's into David Warner's shoes, it's Shikhar Dhawan who's moving into
and
David
Saha,
Warner's
who's been sent up to just hit it out of the park. And you have the captain at 3, and he's shown that Kane is indeed able.
But Shikhar is the key.
Oh dear.
Did you miss that?
No,
I talked over it because I knew it was coming.
No, you didn't know.
And it was very unbecoming of your quality to crack that joke. I said it.
Kane is able. I think Kane is able. I think I really hit the target like an archer on that one. He keeps going. He doesn't stop.
Sometimes it's best.
He's irrepressible.
Sometimes it's best to accept and move on.
It really is. You know what they do? If you're in a hole, don't try to dig yourself out of it. Right?
Exactly.
You just
get out. I'm giving
I'm not giving up without a fight, am I? I'm going to stop now. All right. We want to say that Kings 11 Punjab, as fans of Punjab who are there, we want to say that Chris Gayle can come out and do this again and again. Realistically, do you see him doing this again and again? Because, I mean, the guy is definitely more on the other side of the hill than on this side.
The big players become big because they defy what you think about them.
Yeah.
So you never know.
He's up against Bhuvi tonight as well, and who is at the moment one of the best in the business with the new ball, bowls brilliant Yorkers at the death. I'm sure Chris Gayle won't be there at that stage, but Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, will they open with a bit of spin perhaps? I think against him as well. I don't think it'll be Rashid, but maybe
Shakib either.
Shakib will just bowl it into his arc. So I don't know what
unless
they do.
Rashid bowling wrong ones.
Yeah, or do they go with something off the wall? Deepak Huda.
Yeah.
Just to bowl a couple of overs, maybe
Yusuf
one
Pathan.
over at the start. Yusuf Pathan.
Yeah.
It has been done before. So Bhuvi up front, or maybe that's why they picked Jordan to just bounce Chris Gayle as well. I mean, he can get the ball through at 140, 145, Chris Jordan, so that may be an option as well. Gayle will win you, if he plays 14 games now, I think he might win you 2 or 3. It won't win you 5 or 6 anymore.
You weren't, both of you weren't sure about him playing today. You had your doubts, didn't you?
If Billy Stanlake was going to play, I thought he may rest. They may rest him and say no.
So they obviously know that Billy Stanlake, you're thinking that they probably know, because the kind of bowler like Billy Stanlake is bouncing it into Chris Gayle, a place where he's uncomfortable. They probably would
It's very hard to drop a guy.
I'm just trying to think who is going to bell the cat. If you want Gayle not to play, who's going to look him in the eye and say, Chris Gayle, you're not playing today?
Somebody gets up on a sofa first to look him in the eye.
Ashwin's reasonably tall.
Yeah.
And what if he just looks in and says, me? Oh, sorry, you are not playing.
Knowing Chris Gayle, you tell him he's playing, you tell him he's not playing, he's probably going to laugh anyway.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he does. He just laughs.
You know, but
I don't think
he
expected to play any games.
Yeah.
The other day was probably a bonus.
You did. You were talking about it. Yeah. It was a really, I mean, your call was quite a plausible one, saying they've got him there for marketing and they just sort of got him at a good price and put his hand up.
Every time Gayle comes in late, he scores a lot of runs.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the trick is get Gayle and
he played in the final of the Bangladesh Premier League and hit 18 sixes.
Yeah.
I'd just make him angry. Just sit him on the bench for 2 or 3 games, get him riled, get his blood riled up a little bit.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden,
out he goes.
Yeah.
The fact is that everyone's watching today because Chris Gayle's batting.
Absolutely. I think there's no dearth of fans for Chris Gayle. No dearth of fans for the Sunrisers Hyderabad bowling as well. And they're bowling as in well, no uncertain terms, has been absolutely impressive. Let's have a look at the numbers of the Sunrisers Hyderabad bowling. There they are. The best economy, the best average. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Both departments just on top, using just 5 bowlers.
Yeah, taking 8 and 9 wickets in the first couple of games. They take wickets at regular intervals. I think Billy Stanlake was their most expensive at 7.7.
7.4. Something like that,
yeah, around that economy rate.
That is the most expensive.
It's the most expensive in the team, which is quite incredible when it comes to that. And they're just brilliant. It's a brilliant bowling attack. It's balanced when you've got your leg spinner and your left arm spinner and a swing bowler, then a quick. It's brilliantly balanced. So
that economy rate tells you that Kings 11 Punjab can disturb that if they get well over 140, because this says that Kings 11 won't get to 140, but with Rahul and Gale and Mayank Agarwal and Finch and UV and Ashwin hitting the big hits and Karun Nair, that is a formidable batting lineup, which is saying 140. Come on!
And the other thing that
you got to trust us more than that.
Yeah. The other thing that's in the favour of the KX1Ps, I like to call them up there, is that crowd is come back.
You've been spending too much time with Danny.
The KX1Ps, gotta love them. The KX1Ps,
the double Ts.
The crowd has come back to Mohali.
Yes,
and the first game it was almost chock-a-block. Now we've been there the last 4, 5, 6 years. It's been half full. It's been a little bit dull, a little bit boring. But the other night, the first night, they flocked in, and this is their last game.
Yeah,
last game in this venue for this year tonight. They go to indoor to play games, which will be full.
Correct.
Yeah,
no problem there. But Mohali have actually said, okay, we want cricket, we want IPL action, we want the Kings 11 to play here, we are going to support it.
I think
and
that the secret of that could be 2 very simple words: free drinks. I don't know.
You know that.
I'm Punjabi, man, I know.
Are they handing out water?
Open bar!
don't they drink more scotch in Punjab than is produced in Scotland?
Absolutely do.
Okay.
Absolutely do. That's the only way to drink water, is the ice that melts into it. That's the only water consumption that us Punjabis have. Not me, though. I'm a teetotaler. Just give me 1 second. The Joy Factor now left. Remember, Joy also gives us some questions even when he's not here that could lead a few people to drink, because those are the kind of questions they are. Here's today's. Harsha, if you could do the honors.
Okay, I haven't seen this before either. Of the top 3 matches in this particular IPL record, 2 happened in Durban and the 3rd in an Indian stadium that has been home for 4 different IPL teams. What particular record am I talking about? Okay, it's a good one. Top 3 matches, 2 happened in Durban.
This is my response to that.
Okay.
Let me just tell you, we're going to keep that question up there for just about 10-15 seconds. Hashtag Crickbuzz Live is where you have to send your tweets in. Gentlemen, I will let you.
IPL record. 2 happened in Durban.
The 3 things that happened, 2 of those happened in Durban.
4 different IPL teams, though.
Yes.
Now, that's the easy one.
Is it?
That's the easy one. I mean, that's the most Googleable one.
Is it not far?
What?
The stadium?
No, that one's been for just 2 teams.
Is it?
Yeah. 3. No, 3 teams.
I think 3 teams at least have played down the road here.
3, but not 4.
Haven't they? Okay.
I don't think 4.
Visakhapatnam, Cuttack, one of those places, whenever in doubt, that becomes the home side.
Visakhapatnam has been for Sunrisers, for Mumbai Indians.
Chennai Super Kings? Definitely.
They never went to Vizag.
Yes,
they never played. Have they played in Vizag? Home games?
There was one year in Cuttack, I remember, overnight, the entire ground staff would come, take out one team's banners, put in the other team, because next day it was home for that team. And then they take it all out and put it back in again. That was Cuttack, Vizag. Okay.
One of those.
Vizag was home for Mumbai Indians as well.
Yes, I said, last 2 seasons ago. Well, I think that the record that Joy is talking about is the record for the toughest question ever asked on Crickbuzz Live. I think that's the correct answer.
I think giveaway is Durban. That's 2009.
It's not.
Yes.
I mean, I was thinking when you go to Durban, it's the most bunny chow eaten.
Yes.
But
a lot of people in India don't know what bunny chow is. It does not involve killing of bunnies. Just want to tell you that. It's not that. It's just bread and there's gravy in there.
Beautiful.
It's keema pao.
It's like keema pao.
That's
right. Yeah.
Just scoop out all the bread, put the keema in and eat it.
It's brilliant.
Or put aloo paneer in it.
Not for you, Not for you, it's paneer.
Durban has the spiciest Indian food you will ever get. You go to Durban thinking, yaar, main sheher hu na, main to bhi tikha khata hu.
Yeah.
It is the spiciest Indian food you'll ever get, and for a long time the track was the spiciest. Now both are gone to sleep.
They both have gone down. What's the spice meter called? You know what that the thing is called? The scale for the spice? If you remember that, then tweet that to us as well. I just can't get it. It's just there. You know, the spice quotient. But anyway, we know the spice quotient on this pitch is not very high. It doesn't have the bowlers. Runs do happen on this pitch. I'm going to ask the gentleman for a prediction because we have a little lottery system here for the red table. Whoever gets the most predictions right takes his red table home. Because I'm the adjudicator.
The other day was 199, 195. Track won't change so much. SMG did the pitch report and he said there'll be runs there. So good bowling side, I'll go 175.
So Kings 11, you say will end at 175. Dooley, you say?
I'm going to go higher. 192.
Well done.
He's gone big.
Oh dear.
Simon Dool believes go big or go home.
Exactly.
So 175 and 192, I will of course take the middle path because I am from Delhi and we sit on the fence a lot. 100 no, actually, you know what? I'm going to just turn it around completely. I'm going to say 163.
Wee,
Chalo. There you go. Spice it up a little bit, man. Make you believe you're in Durban, international show. So that's all we have time for right now. We're going to see you in 90 minutes and we're going to come back on Cricket Buzz Live. And of course, we'll have plenty to talk about. Would like to thank Simon Dool and Harsha Bhogle. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Let's go against the cafe. He's a cafe. It's time for
Tell me about Braveheart.
Okay. Oh, no! All right, we'll see you in a bit. Bye.